Welcome back. Our focus on health continues. Better and faster diagnosis and associated processes have significantly reduced fatalities from the current Lassa fever epidemic in Nigeria. That's according to the Director General of the National Center for Disease Control, Dr. Chike Ihekwazu. He told Channels Television's Ladi Akeredoluale on our current affairs program, Newsnight, that people must stop self-medicating and seek help, even if they have symptoms of what might be other ailments.
Have improved a lot in our ability to make that diagnosis through a laboratory confirmation. Now, the labs that we need to test for Lassa are not easy. There's no rapid diagnostic test kit. So what we really advise is if you have a fever, the first step is to see whether it's caused by the most common cause of fever environment, which is malaria. And they're very easy tests to test for malaria these days. So we're advising Nigerians, stop treating yourselves. Do the test. If it's malaria, oh, well and good, we'll treat you for malaria. But if it's not, it gives us the opportunity to then start looking for other causes. We now have 5 labs in the country from just 2-3 years ago. Every new lab costs about 100 million naira to set up. We have 5 labs that are able to make this diagnosis. We have a system in the country where we can pick up a sample from every state capital to any of our labs. So we have a mechanism through which doctors can call on us, make that diagnosis. Why this is so very important is the earlier you get into clinical care, the higher your chances of survival. And the one area of good news around Lassa is that we've been able to reduce what we call the case fatality ratio, i.e. the number of people that die from the disease from about 25% 3 years ago to closer to 15% today. And that's because of increased and better access to care and treatment, better diagnosis, and really is a group of skilled physicians that are getting better at managing cases of Lassa in our country.
You can watch the full interview with Dr. Ihekwazu on Newsnight. It airs tomorrow, February 10th, 2020 at 9 p.m. right here on Channels Television. Some remote communities in Bauchi State are struggling to get access to healthcare due to existing gap in infrastructure. The health crisis in these areas are compounded by the lack of basic amenities like clean water, which is exposing the people to avoidable diseases. Some of the communities have been receiving intervention since 2017 under the European Union UNICEF Maternal, Newborn and Child Health and Nutrition Project. Our community report tonight spotlights the plight of Wunti village in Alkaleri local government area of Bauchi State. Our correspondent Hajara Aliyu reports.
On a motorcycle, alongside a team of health workers, we embark on a journey through an arid bush, steep terrain, this dried-up river, and sometimes a lone path, which gives an unsettling feeling of security concern to Wunti village in Alkaleri local government area of Bauchi State. The EU UNICEF Had to Reach mobile clinic has brought basic health care to mostly women and children under 5. The village head moves from house to mobilize his people. Some of the common ailments attended to are diarrhea, malaria, pneumonia, anemia, and antenatal care for pregnant women. The source of water supply for the people leaves much to be desired, and the distance to the nearest health facility is kilometers away with a lot of hurdles to cross, especially during the rainy season. This 4-year-old girl suffers severe malnutrition. A 2018 SMART survey indicates a high prevalence of acute malnutrition in Bauchi State, with 28.2% and a high stunning rate of 45.6% above national indices. In her case, she gets a referral. Despite the health crisis and the help brought to the people, there are still cases of resistance.
If we go to another settlement, their wife would never come out. Even if I go inside the house, I will say they should provide a place for me so that I will go inside. They will never allow their women to come out.
Through the 3-year program, which targets SDG Goal 3, over 90,000 children under age 5 and over 8,000 pregnant women have received care for now in 9 local government areas of Bauchi State.
The hard-to-reach mobile team has been able to bridge the barrier to basic health care in some communities like this one in Bauchi State. The team attends to about 100 patients in one outing, but the community is apprehensive about the future as the program comes to a close. From Sabanla in Winti in Alkaleri local government area of Bauchi State, Hajara Aliu, Channels Television News.
Away from health issues, in Anambra State, Governor Willie Obiano has appealed to the federal government to step up intervention for the Anambra erosion as more communities are on the verge of being carried away by the environmental monster. Governor Obiano made the appeal when he visited the site of ongoing repairs on the heavily devastated 100-foot road, Uragu-Newi, where the state government is committing 3 billion naira to fix a gully.
The area view of the ravine gully created by erosion site at Fruit Road, Uragu-Newi. The gully is eaten deep, burying several homes, and those standing are seriously endangered. Many residents have been cut off as their homes have been buried. But the Anambra State government has begun the rehabilitation of the area, and Governor Willie Obiano is here to flag it off. He appeals to the federal government to intervene.
We have sites, horrible sites like this in about 972 places. So Anambra State government alone cannot, fund these kinds of projects. And we're working with the World Bank, new map, in only 16 sites out of 972. So you are not scratching the surface at all. So we're pleading on the federal government to assist Anambra.
Next port of call is Omoba Phase 2, a densely populated community that is also receiving a facelift. Earthwork has already been completed on the 2.7-kilometer road.
We have already completed the entire direct work with solid concrete and entrance drainage. So we have prepared the road ready for us to prepare this road for asphalt.
We promised the people living in this area that immediately after the rainy season, we are going to attack all the link roads, 7 of them here. And you can see 12 roads with 5 extensions.
The 3.5-kilometer Ezozu junction to Esther Obiako dual-carriage road is wearing a different look. Residents are full of appreciation. For them, life has become easy.
At the time before we came in here, the residents here, they cannot go to their houses. They park their cars elsewhere and trek. Fortunately, unfortunately, Your Excellency, my house is not far from this place. So I experienced what happened live.
The last on the list for the day is St. Joseph's Catholic Church Road, Nibo, with a spur to Amobia Nibo Road. The reconstruction project is expected to be completed by April, and that will take the usual heavy traffic off the Nibo-Amobia major road, especially during festive periods.
Infrastructure development remains a critical component of a developed and developing society. Lagos State, which ranks as one of Africa's fast-paced cities, still struggles with vital elements of a true megacity. In this next special report, our correspondent Olu Phillips brings us some of the challenges of energy supply in Lagos State.
This is Lagos at night. Save for the lights beaming from hundreds of cars crisscrossing the city at night, it is pitch darkness in several parts of the city center. Independence Tunnel, Maryland, Okpebi Link Bridge, Awolowo Road by Ikeja City Mall, Ikosi Road in Ikeja, Kudirat Abiola Way, Ojota Bus Stop, Ikorodu Road, Maryland Bus Stop. This is one of the 2 pedestrian bridges here at the Ojota Bus Stop, one of the most popular bus stops in Lagos and the busiest. And as you may be struggling to see, you can't see me very well. And that's because this pedestrian bridge isn't well lit, or is not even lit at all. And every evening, every day, by this time of the night, people are always skidding at this very point and falling off because there isn't light. So you see the difference when the light is turned on from our cameras. This particular spot is where people actually slide down and fall off. And this is the experience every day and every time. If you drive further into the outskirts of the city center, from Okota Road to Ejigbo Road, Okiafa Bus Stop, Orisimbari, Egbeda Idimu Road, Iyanokpaja, Liasu Road, Lasu Road, back into Ikotun, it's a dark Lagos metropolis.
This area at night is very dangerous due to the boys we have around this place. They move around collecting things from people. If there is a street light in this place, before someone dupes somebody to collect something from the person, you can watch the person from afar.
Some roads are not in these listings. Third Mainland Bridge looks good at night with well-fitted LED lights. The Governor's Road in Alausa shines like daylight. To help us make some sense of government's thinking or plans, we sought the attention of the State Commissioner for Energy, the Lagos State Commissioner for Information, Mr. Benga Motoshaw, and none of them obliged. Part of what we sought to know is the energy policy of Lagos State, the current status of the Light Up Lagos initiative, the previous plans of a 24-hour power supply to residents, and many more. It's already 8 months gone since this government came to power and 5 months since most of the commissioners assumed office. For the Energy Commission, the city is yet to feel and reflect status of energy security. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
A Kano-based airline operator, Osman Air Services, has launched a brand new Airbus A340-600 into the company's fleet, making it the 7th aircraft owned by Osman. The new aircraft, which is equipped with modern aviation facilities, is expected to commence international operations beyond the shores of Africa.
It's late, but that does not seem to bother this crowd, who are anxiously awaiting the arrival of something special at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport. Finally, it arrives, and the moment is uploaded. It is an Osman Airbus A340-600, a latest acquisition by Osman Air. The airline's president and family, staff and business associates are also present to witness this. It is the first of its kind to have ever acquired by Osman Airline as part of preparation to commence international operations outside the shores of Africa.
This aircraft is meant for long-distance travel. It can travel for 19 hours non-stop. There, the issue of domestic operations of 1 or 2 hours doesn't even arise.
Osman Air has been operating within Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, and some parts of African countries with 6 aircraft. The addition of this new aircraft is to open a new door for business in the aviation sector.
We believe Nigerian people are the only people we have, and they deserve to have the best luxury that they can afford. Even if it is something that we are going to subsidize and bring it to them, we will make sure that they enjoy it.
The Osman Airbus A340-600 is unique in many ways. It is equipped with Wi-Fi and television screen at the back of every passenger seat. It also has an underground 5-bed capacity restroom and can travel for 19 hours without a stopover.
We were expecting about 2 of it coming into the country to join this very one. So after that, we are still expecting more 737 to come and join us. So actually, before end of February, early week of March, we will have at least 5 aircraft coming in.
The Osman Airbus A340-600 is set to commence international operations, with more expected to arrive as the company assures that safety of its passengers remains top priority. Idris Jubrin, Channels Television News.
Still ahead on the news at 10. Nobi Stars of Makurdi reclaim top spot in Nigeria Professional Football League following home win against Wiki Tourists in match day 19. We'll have more in sports news. Stay with us.